Hi, today I'm going to show how we can install the MC100 software to control the Autocoach scoreboard controller box. First of all, navigate to this address to download the program. Just download it in the browser. Once I've downloaded, I'll run the installer. You'll get this message, click on More Info, Run Anyway. Don't select C, alright, I'll leave it at E. If you've only got a C drive, that's still alright, it still runs. Just click on all these defaults. And we've done installing it. First time you run it, you'll see that it's firewall's blocked. Just click on Allow Access. Make sure you've turned on your MC100 box and also that you've plugged it into a network cable, the LAN socket, and the other end goes to your computer or your computer network. We need to do that to set up the Wi-Fi access point name and password before we try to do a wireless connection. So I've plugged my box into the network. Manage one key connect to play box. You can see the diagram. Boxes don't all look like that now. Start connection, and hopefully if they've connected up it will do that. That might take a few seconds. Next, LED settings, network access point. You can see I've got this, let's say it's, make it test password 2, right, just to show you. Upload online is what you want to do. Password has to be at least 8 characters. That's okay. And can you see it said succeed to set? That means it's set it. Alright. Next we're going to close all of this, close the program. Now that we've set the Wi-Fi access point name and password with the cable between the computer and the box, we're going to test the wireless connection now. The first thing we do is unplug the Ethernet cable from the box to our computer, and another very important thing to do is we have to turn the power off to the box or unplug the power pack to the box for a few seconds, and then plug it back in and wait about a minute for it to boot up for the changed access point name and password to take effect. Otherwise your new password won't work. It's very important. I've already done that on our box, so let's see if we can connect to it wirelessly. So if I connect on there, you can see that was the access point name that we set, so let's click on that and connect. And then we're going to type in the password we set, which was test password 2. Allow it to be discoverable, and it'll take a little while for Windows to do whatever it does. Just be aware that because the Wi-Fi is connected to the box, if you were using a Wi-Fi for the internet for your notebook, that's not going to work anymore, because the notebook really only connects to one Wi-Fi device at a time. So you can see there it says no internet. Now let's see if we can connect to the MC100 box. So running the MC100 program again. Now if we just try to connect in the way that we did before with this one key connect, you can see the diagram says to use a cable, and we're trying to connect wirelessly. So when I clicked on start connection, it fails. So we actually have to manually connect. So to manually connect, manage, monitor LED screen, and type in this address 192.168.43.1 with dots in between that. That's a default IP address for Wi-Fi. So if I click on connect, it says it's connected, online count 1, awesome. Now once we've done that, we can go in and change the things as if we got the cable connected. However, if it doesn't connect and there's no thing there, yet you're sure you've got the thing connected here, here's how to find out the IP address. So you can click on properties, and if you come down here, IP4 DNS server, see the 192.168.43.1? That's the IP address you type in. That IP address above it is your computer's IP address, but that's the box there. So that's how to connect to the box. So let's try and change a setting. So click on LED settings. Now it's asked for another password. This is a special password when you're going via the Wi-Fi, and it's 168. You shouldn't really need to do this. Now, this size here, the LED screen size, if it's a dedicated LED panel, that might be, you know, 512 by 384. It's whatever we tell you the one you've ordered is. If it's a TV, it could be 1024 by 768 or 1280. It's whatever the TV screen resolution. And the higher those numbers, the more that will fill the screen. So you might need to experiment with whatever screen. If it's a full HD screen, it will be 1920 by 18080. I'll just leave it at this one, standard definition for the time being. And if you need to change that, click on Upload Online. Don't go around to Network and change this. You're going to get stuck if you make a mistake doing that. So let's not do that. Okay, so once we've connected and set the size of the screen up, you can see this is pattern on the desktop. That's what area of the desktop is going to be sent to the screen. The default area anyway. Now to send your screen to the desktop, it's Manage Synchronous Transfer Screen. And again, that's what area of the screen gets sent. And it can be the same, smaller or larger, and scale it up. Let's say this is 512 by 384. This sets what area of your desktop is going to be set up. So that's what area of the desktop there. Make sure picture quality is set to low. Otherwise it just bogs down all the Wi-Fi and it might lock up. Click on Next. That should be the only card connected again. And then Next. And it says OK. And if you're good in Chinese, it'll say something else good. Start transmission. And what that's doing now is the 512 by 384 area of my screen, probably around there, is being sent and should come out on your TV screen if it's plugged into the HDMI. So let's make Autocoach Manager run now and match the screen settings. So I'm running Autocoach Manager. I've plugged in my Wi-Fi receiver box. Now go to System Setup, and we need to make this match. So I've got 512 by 384 here for the scoreboard, which matches the size we had for the MC100 box. So if I click on Run Meet now, that's the 512 by 1024, and that's what you should see on your TV. And obviously, depending on Windows settings, the scaling might be a bit different, but that's a starting point, and you can obviously change the sizes. When you've finished streaming to the TV, click on that to exit. And you can actually play, if you've got any programs stored on the screen, when it's not synchronously transferring the screen, it's probably playing an internal program. So if I do upload program, if you've got program management, and they're the programs that are stored on that. And if I wanted to play a particular program, I could click on that, and that will be coming out my TV screen. And when I go back to stream the content again, so Manage Synchronous Transfer Screen, selected that, and started doing that, that stops playing the video that was on the box and going back to our scoreboard. So you could play a video on the box, for instance, if you're doing a warm-up or something like that.